Hi everybody, welcome back to another airbrushing step by step. Here's some of the products we are using in today's video. So they're the products we're using in today's video, guys. I'm using the Iwata Custom Takumi. You don't need to own a custom Takumi to put this down. It's just one that I've been using in my step-by-steps at the minute, and the brush is out. You could use any brush for this. I'd sort of go around the 02, 03 mark, absolutely fine. 05, a little bit big for this because it's some tight details. But anything on the 02 that you've got your hands to, a brush of your choice, doesn't matter. So if you want to jump in on the step-by-step, don't worry that you've not got that brush that I've got. You can achieve it with another brush. So we've got that. Air pressure I'm running low, around 10 psi, like it nice and low. We've got the FW inks thinned out with the water and isopropanol mix. So it's a really nice flowing ink when you mix it down that way. There's been a lot of comments on the channel about people struggling with paint consistencies and things like that. I had all that trouble like you did, guys, at the beginning. And you will all get that trouble. Even sort of like experienced artists, we all get trouble with different paints. It's just one of them things. You've just got to get it to that consistency right. Once you get it, stick to it. And once you've found a brand of paint you like, stick to it. I've got some of the paint mixed up. I've just done some off camera. I'll show you what I've mixed. I've mixed like a brown colour up. These weren't mirror matched to the image. These was just on the fly what I've just mixed up tonight. That one there, a green, and we've got like a sort of a warm white. It's a white with a few drops of sepia in it, just to warm it up slightly. So I've got that as well. We can add and change to these, but they're the sort of three that I mixed up on the fly, just looking at the image thinking, yeah, I'll go with that, that and that. I've got the white, the black, the greens and the browns bottled of the original colours, so we can make some as we go along if we need extra colours. We've got plenty of the little pots. Recommend you getting the little pots, really handy for mixing your colours in. So I've projected Yoda up. If you're new to the channel and you're wondering how I've got the artwork across, I'll just run that through now. Use a projector, mirrored my tablet or mirror your phone, so you project the image. We're working on A3 cartridge paper, so it's not a gessoed paper or any sort of primered paper. It's just a standard cartridge cheap booklet that you'd get. So I've projected him up, penciled the details in, and then I've placed application tape. As you can see, we've got application tape on top of the piece that we're working on. And I've just put a piece of application tape on, penciled around the outline again, and then chopped him out. So I've got the inner of Yoda just here. So later on we can take the outer mask off when we've painted him, place this one on like that, just roughly, and then we can spray the background colour. So we can shield him off so no overspray goes over him, and we can get a tone in the background. There's not much of a tone on this image. I'll pop the image up now. That's the one we're working on. So it's just a little bit of background colour, and there's some runs that are going to come down just off the bottom of him here. So really handy stuff to have is this low tack application tape, especially for airbrushing. It comes in really handy, guys, if you're doing any sort of stenciling, or if you're doing any lettering as well and you're good with a scalpel, you can cut like letters out and things. It just sharpens them images up for you. So they're the bits. We're going to move in closer, real time on this. I'll talk to you as we go along. You'll see what I'm doing and the way I go about it, and we'll get Yoda down. So let's crack on. Right, guys, we are going to make a start. Now the first colour I've got in here is like a sepia brown. We're going to start on the eyes, because on the actual eyes you've got like a little bit of brown in this corner. It's like a sepia mixed with a bit of black. Just going to go in drop a little bit in here in this corner. Like that. Same on this one, just in this corner. And this corner here. And then we're going to go in with a black. Just test the brush. Just get the shield. Using a little pocket graphic shield just to go around this eye here. Like that. A little bit around here. Just tone this in. Got a little bit just kicking out here in this corner. To a crease. Just drop that in. Just tone that eye in. A little faint line underneath, just on this corner here. Do the same with the other eye. Just a little kick on these corners. Comes out a little bit there, got that bit. A little bit around the bottom. This eye's got a very light edge of brown to it. So we'll drop that in. I won't go full black round the whole eye. Just coming down here. And a little kick back this way. Start to fill that in. Like that. A little bit darker on this bit coming down. A little bit darker on this one here. Right, we'll get that sepia brown type black mix again. I'm just going to drop it on the edge of this eye here. Like that. A little bit more in this piece here. A little bit in this corner. Same here, just go a little bit darker in this corner here. Just fade it out slightly. Just going to roll over the top edge of that. A little bit on that down here. So we've got the eyes in. Just finish them with the highlights. A little bit more to darken off here. A little bit more in that corner. So that's them bits done. Now what we'll start doing, we'll start to work the greens in sort of around. We'll just build this out. In fact, while we've got that brown, while we've got the brown in, here the pigeons, they always come out when I'm filming. We'll drop some of this in these ears here, so just little dagger strokes. I'll just work some of the tone in here. Along here. Sharpen that out a bit. Just do a little fade off with that around there. We are going to go darker in here. This one's a lot darker in here. I'm just going to drop the same colour in. Just sharpen that up. That'll do. Got them bits in. Right, we'll grab a green. I'm going to go in with a couple of tones of green on this. I've got like a yellowy. I'm going to tone that down. Just going with this. Get this green mixed a little bit better. Right, we'll go in with this one. Let's reseat this needle. We'll go with this one. Just put some little textures in. Round here. Just sort of building it up, just sort of working the darks and lights as I go, because I'm just going down sort of minimal paint and then just building it up with that tone and putting textures as I go. Like just, there's not many textures in this, but when you look at actual Yoda's face, there's a lot of texture in it, but this is like, the image hasn't got loads in. So I'm just going to make it my own and put my own textures in and make it look a little bit more realistic, I suppose. We are going to tint over this as well. Working round. Just working it. I'm just basically going dark where there's a dark line. I'm just building that paint up, going full with it, and then when I need the light, just back off slightly, minimum paint, and just build it up in this one colour. Tone a minute. So just nice and light, and then just if you want to get that darker line, just build it up. Just keep working on top of it. That's what seems to be working for me at the minute. Just sort of flitting round, darkening bits out. We are going to go dark on this and just tone this green down. Let's get this bit around here. Let's drop some paint in here. Just a little bit over the top. Like that. Some little textures in these ears coming up. Some little textures in. Some paint down here. Getting there, working it in just nice and light. Just one colour, but it's not a bad colour for this. Let's sort of just come together. Start dropping a tone on this. down there. In there. I'm going to go darker on the ears as we go along. Drop these in. And a bit more over here. Start to tint it back. We've got that bit in. Have a little pause. Right guys, I've just done a little dark pass around the mouth, sort of building it up, and I've took the dark green into the ears. We're going to go a lot darker on this, but I'm just going to work this green that I've got. We're going to drop onto the hands and do some light passes on the hands and just put some creases in where they need to be. Get a bit of colour down. These are very strange looking hands. A lot of sort of green blobs because they're all sort of covered with darks around them, so get a bit of green on. A little bit here as well. I think I've missed a line out here. Just basically a little pass of green on that because there's a lot of dark around here. We can drop back in on the green and tint them back. There's just bits of green here and there on that bit. We've got a bit of a top, so it's a bit of a, just going to go in with a little pass. And I've dropped a bit of the neck, sort of lines coming down. There's sort of like that sort of effect. Because all this is in dark. A little bit of this green here. I'm going to tint over this. So that's that, we've got that in. I'm going to darken this green up. With some black, and then just go underneath here and just darken these creases in. Very black here, so we'll just darken this out. Coming round the bottom of this. Start to tint this back now on the dark areas. In these ears. Here. Just do a light, sort of just build it up, just tint it back. On these creases. Just a little bit around the eyes again. Some of these creases, just a little bit darker in these creases. Just minimal paint and just work it in, just sort of tinting it. Like that. That's not looking too bad. Just got a little tint under the bottoms of these ears just to sharpen that edge up and just fade it in a bit. Just going to fog up a little bit into these as well. Just dirty that green up a bit. So that's that bit done. We've got some like little hair strands, so we can sort of just put them in place here. That'll do. We're going to work on to sort of this bit. I want to get this bit of the brown in on here. Get that in, and then we'll start to work this piece, work round, and then go for the darks in on here. So give the brush a clean out, because it needs it. So as you've seen in that, we're just sort of building it up. We went in with one green, got sort of like a green mixed up, and just went with that colour. The one on the actual screen is sort of a lot more, I think this looks more like the Yoda colour than the one that's on the screen. A little bit more sort of, just looks better I think than the screen image. But you can make it your own, as long as you get that sort of like green colour. I'd call it like a dirty type green, like browny, bit of brown, bit of black in there. Right, I've got a brown mixed. I don't know what this is going to look like. We'll go with that. Right, I'm just going to comment on this and just do a light pass down here. Just dagger strokes. And just drop a bit of colour in. Same here. Just get some colour in. Like that. Just going to tint over that and that. Drop a tone in. Just go dark a bit. I'm just going to wallop some of this in here. We're going to go darker on that a bit. Right, we're going to darken that mix off. Get some shields on the go. Just to shield that off. Do a pass with this one. My brown's probably slightly off to the original, but it will do. Get that sharpened up there. Bit round here. Right, we'll get some black. I'll just start to sharpen these bits out now. Dropping a bit of black round here. a little bit more in shadow there. Darken it in a little bit. It's got some darker green to go on there. And then come round this top. Dirty that up a bit. Oh, I need to get a bit of green again. Just darken this green off here. Right, we got that bit in. Just give the brush a clean again. Now we're going to start to work this in. Now, I've got this sort of white mix that I did and literally just dropped a couple of drops of sepia in it just to see what it was like. Nothing mirror match to the image, just making it at my own as we go along. Just want to see what this is going to be like putting it on. Let's just get some painting. Let's have a look. Well, that's not bad. We can have a play around with it. So just getting the painting, because it's a very light colour, just dropping it in. Getting the tone on there in this, and then we'll just darken this off. But that's not a bad colour with that. White with a little bit of sepia in it, and just just basically going over where the creases are. And getting the painting. Once I get this, I'm just going to knock these pencil lines out. Just knock these back a bit. I think I'll just chuck the different colour in that I did. Thinking I was picking up that and it was the wrong colour. Some of these into this. Just going to do this sort of light again. Get a bit of paint in. Just gonna go dark here. Bring that down with a bit of dark. Getting a bit of paint in here. Not the best, but we'll just keep working it. We'll go back to that lighter mix in a minute and just go back over that way and just work it up till I'm happy with what I'm after, sort of thing. That clean through. Sort of now just dropping back into that lighter mix and just getting a little bit more paint in. Yeah. Bit of that on this edge. Right. We're gonna get the brown mix. I'm going to go in with a real dark brown on this. middle one up. Just get these bits in. Going to soften these up a bit. Make it a little bit more sort of softer. Just tone over with this. Like that. Just soften bits up. Work it round. Yeah, that's not bad. Right, we'll get some more black in there. I'm just going to drop a little bit around the bottom here to dirty that up. And now we've just got to darken all this up. Just going in with like a, whatever brown was left in that mix, I've just added black to it. These are some weird shapes around here. I'm just gonna knock this back, just fade into it. Build this up. Darks in here. These are just weird shapes around here. I'll do some more toning back on this green in a minute. Went over that bit. Darken that out. Just going to do a little I'm going to do a darker path around the bottom of this. In here. little bit around here. Put that in shadow a little bit more around here. A little bit darker in this crease. In here. Do on that bit. Tone these back here. That bit. Right guys, we've worked that in. Just move that camera up slightly. We've got him in. I'm going to demask it and then mask this piece up, and we're just going to chuck a bit of background in, a little bit of the hair, strands coming out, and we'll call it done. I'm just going to put that over the top, try and get it where it's supposed to go. Might be slightly out in places. We'll get it near as damn it. That'll do. Right, I'm just going to go in with some of the colours and just drop some of these in like that with a brush. Not got to be exact, you're just doing sort of like dagger strokes down. A few little dots. And bits. I'm going to drop some of the colours in a minute. Well, I'm going to get that brown type white mix, tone it a bit, that'll do. Just do some random splodges coming down. Like that. And just make it your own. I'm going to splatter some of this colour around. More of that. Just give it a tone. Do some random patterns around him. That's that. We'll demask him again. Rub out the pencil lines that I don't want. We'll get some of the hair strands in with... I don't want to go black, so I'm going to go bit of brown, bit of that white, bit of grey, whatever's left over in the little pots. Just going to make a colour up. That'll do. And just drop some of these. Strands coming out. Like that. Tint round them bits. Just give it some of a little tint round here. Bit more black. Just hello. It's got sort of like more little dots. Got a couple of strands of hair coming out here. Do a couple there. Just darken these bits out a bit. Sharpen them ears up. On that, a bit darker in here. Just sharpening bits up. creases. I think we're going to go at that, guys. We'll just get rid of any unwanted pencil lines. And we'll call that one done. So there you go, guys, we've got Yoda down. Just going to give this brush a little wipe over around the cup. Now you see, now we drop that down, I made a green, I'd call it a dirty green, and just went in with that one tone and just sort of worked it, and then go over and darken it and darken it up. So we worked worked the eyes in for a start, then started building up on the creases, and then worked around with the greens, made a brown up, dropped a bit of the brown in the ears, and then just started to darken it off. The cloak bit was basically a white with some sepia in it, and just sort of gave it a little warm sort of feel to it, and dropped that in first, and then sort of just darkened that tone out and mucked around with that tone and brought the sort of creases in coming round. Then we shielded him off and just dropped a little bit of background in, and just done some like little dagger strokes coming down in the mixed colours that was left over, and just sprayed a bit on the background and got it down. So I hope you've enjoyed it and learnt a little bit along the way. Nice little, not simple one, but just a nice one to practice. It was like doodle with a brush, and we've got Yoda down. So drop your comments, tell me your thoughts on the step by step. And if you are new to the channel and you're liking the content, click that subscribe, press that notification, and I'll see you guys in the next airbrushing step by step. Thanks for watching. Cheers, guys.
Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.